taking that curriculum and those ideas that you have with hospitality, and you've become a person who is, you and Nick have become a mentor to so many different missionaries that are desirous to go into the field. What are the things that you're seeing that missionaries or these younger couples that are dealing with today that you didn't have to deal with when you went into the field? What are some of those things?
Number one is debt. We had college debt, but it was a very small amount that we were paying monthly. But for many young couples who maybe feel they want to go, by the time they're ready to go, they're 30, 35, and they're in debt for a house and a car, and it's just hard to get out of debt so that you can be free to go. So debt, we challenge young couples, if you feel God wants you to go, go early before you get so much into that cycle of credit card debt and all of that. So I think that's something that's huge. I think couples today, for men, they're dealing with pornography issues and those kinds of things that are pulling them away. And that's a hard one to break, to go overseas. And so that's an issue. Our idea of what church looks like, we picture it just like the church building that we go to and the structure that we have. And that's not you can't pick that up and take that into an environment where there are no churches. And they're going to look different. Majority of them are going to be house churches or small groups. And I know we're trying to go to that in a lot of our churches, where we're going into small groups in our home. But even that is going to look different when you go to a different culture. And how do you allow the Bible to be your guide and not your American culture or your Canadian culture or your European culture? I love how one family was trying to help a Muslim man who came to faith. And when he came to faith, he was told by someone, you don't beat your wife anymore. But in his culture, beating your wife was just part of the culture. And instead of the workers saying, no, you can't do this, they sat down together and read the scriptures. And she pointed out scriptures for him. And when he came back the next day, he was broken. And he realized that he had been doing something that was not in God's kingdom. And he was totally broken. And he went to all the men that he was mentoring, and they struggled with it. And so a whole community changed, but they went to the scriptures. They didn't just say, this is right and this is what we believe. They said, let's go look at what God says. And so I think that's where you got to learn, is how do you study the word so that you're not putting your culture, pasting your culture on top of the Bible, but translating that. And I think for many young people right now, they have a lot of heroes in the faith, people they love to listen to their podcast and all that. But we have to learn to be in the word too.
Yes.
We can't just have these heroes, these people we listen to every day or we read every day. Read the word, read the scriptures for yourself.